do the Brussels. Boop, boop, boop. Hi, I'm Amelia, and welcome back to Ramp It Up, where we take an ingredient you might have in your kitchen and show you 2 ways to level it up at home. Today, we're gonna be ramping up Brussels sprouts. Honestly, I didn't love Brussels sprouts until I was an adult because growing up, the only way I ever had them were like steamed and kind of mushy, and like I totally kind of get why they sometimes get a bad rap. I'm here to show you today how to eat Brussels sprouts in 2 ways that are totally delicious. A technique that I learned like early in restaurants. I used to get this dish and it would be like a deep fried Brussels sprouts with a fish sauce caramel. But instead of deep frying today, we're going to air fry the Brussels sprouts. The second dish I'm gonna show you, I'm super excited. It's from one of our kitchen contributors, Yasmin Fahr. We shave the Brussels sprouts. We have Parmesan in there, lemon, a little bit of soy sauce for umami, and it all comes together while your pasta water and pasta is cooking. When you start, you want to start with sauteing your aromatics. I chose shallot and garlic, pretty basic, and I'm going to put just the tiniest amount of oil. This is 1 tablespoon of canola oil. I'm going to add the shallots. I'm going to add the garlic. We don't want to overcook them and get them crispy, although that wouldn't hurt it either. I'm just trying to cook it until they are tender and just cooked through. They're going to continue to cook inside the caramel, so when you cook it, so no worries about them being raw. Things are starting to stick in here at the bottom, so that's a good sign that we're getting close. Here is 1 cup of mixture of fish sauce and water. Going in. There were some little brown bits at the bottom, and you can kind of just scrape those up. And then we're gonna add 1/2 cup of sugar. You can use honey, you can use agave. So you're gonna stir in the sugar until the sugar is totally dissolved, and then you're gonna bring the mixture up to a simmer. I'm also gonna add the black pepper and the red pepper flake. So that nice warmth will get in there, that pepperiness will get in there, and it'll all just marinate in this sauce here while it cooks. And then while the fish sauce is simmering, we're gonna bring out the air fryer and we're gonna cook our Brussels sprouts. Our fish sauce caramel is bubbling away over here. It's super fragrant. And I have 1 pound of Brussels sprouts that I've chopped in half. I have about 1/4 cup of oil here, and I'm going to just drizzle it over the 1 pound of Brussels sprouts. Just give it a little pinch of salt. We really don't need a lot of salt here. There's enough salinity coming in from the fish sauce caramel. So we don't want to overwhelm. And then I'm just going to place these Brussels sprouts into the air fryer. Just going to scoop these up onto the rack. And I think this is a perfect application for this tool. It is such a different experience than eating a boiled or steamed Brussels sprouts. Really, I don't really know who did that. Who are they? We should find them. 375 seems to be a good temperature. Air fry. Oh, look, it's already there, 375. We're in there, Brussels sprouts are ready, they're oiled, they're seasoned, they're secure, and now we're gonna press start. Boop. And we got 15 minutes here. So, now this is simmering, now this is cooking. We just wait for everything to be done and then we get to eat them. Air fryer just beeped. Brussels sprouts are ready to go. Oh yes. That's what I'm talking about. Air fryer gets everything super crispy. This is like my favorite way to have Brussels sprouts. Honestly, I'm very guilty of always picking the loose, crispy leaves off the off the skillet, off the roasting pan. All I'm gonna do is simply just transfer these Brussels to this little platter I have here. So our fish sauce caramel is also ready to go. I removed it out of the saucepan into a little measuring cup. I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit on. And then you can garnish, you don't have to garnish, but I always think on a dish that has like a lot of char and brown bits, it's always nice to bring in a little green. And I have some roughly chopped cilantro here to just kind of put on top. And there you have it. I have air fried Brussels sprouts. They're crispy, they're perfect, they're charred. I have my fork. I only eat with golden utensils because apparently I'm a diva. Just kidding. I want the sauciest bite. That one, that's my guy. Oh my gosh, the cilantro is so good on there. We got crispiness, we got crunch. We've got so many delicious flavors coming at me right now. That's it for Brussels sprouts with fish sauce caramel. Next, we're gonna make Yasmin Fahr's Brussels sprout pasta. One thing that's really great about this recipe is, like I said, it's super fast. I've got my pasta water boiling in the back, and now I'm going to drop 1 pound of fusilli into the pasta pot. Very important is to season your pasta water with a generous amount of salt. But it's important to cook your pasta in salted water because you want the seasoning to penetrate the pasta, and that seasoning will carry through the entire dish. We have about 3 tablespoons of olive oil here. I'm gonna add some minced garlic. And I'm also going to add some red pepper flake. Yasmin gives you a range. She says half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon, depending on how spicy you like it. I like it spicy, so I'm gonna take it all the way. And then we're gonna add 1.5 pounds of shaved Brussels sprouts. You can do this with a mandolin, a very sharp knife. All you have to do is slice them thin, that's all that matters. All right, before this gets brown, let's toss these in. And just toss it to coat, because you want all that oil that's now been flavored with garlic and chili flakes to coat the Brussels sprouts. I can see some char forming on my Brussels. I can smell the char forming on my Brussels. So yummy. Grab the pasta water. Very important ingredient. Our pasta is cooked. I've tossed it here with a little bit of olive oil. It's a little al dente. That means oftentimes we'll cook the pasta to al dente, and then we'll finish cooking the pasta in the skillet. So that's what we're gonna do here. And then you're gonna take the soy sauce here and you're gonna deglaze the pan with it. So you're just gonna drop it into the skillet, and then you can use that liquid to kind of scrape up any pieces that are stuck to the pan. We're gonna reduce the heat to low, and then we're gonna add the pasta. We're gonna add 3/4 cup grated Parmesan, and she instructs to use about 1/2 cup of pasta water that I have here. So I got about 1 cup, so I'm gonna put about half of that in there, and then you're gonna toss that all together. And now the pasta water is gonna continue to cook the pasta. And then all of the flavors that are currently in the skillet are now gonna get cooked into the pasta. So your pasta will have this lovely Brussels sprouty, little savory umami with the soy. And so just make sure that's all nice and coated. And then the next thing we'll do is add a lot of brightness. So we have a lot of savory flavors in here, and oftentimes you just need to lift up those flavors. We juiced 1 lemon and we zested 1 lemon. So we're gonna add all of that in, and we're gonna toss it. Oh my gosh, this smells absolutely delicious. Grabbing a fork real quick, and I'm just gonna grab a bite. I'm gonna turn this really low. Oh my God, this smells divine. Oh yeah. It's bright, needs a little more salt. Heat is off. All the ingredients are in the skillet. Let's get a serving plate. And here we have it, Yasmin Fahr's Brussels sprout pasta. Now we're gonna have a little bite and see how it's all tasting. And there's little pieces of caramelized Brussels in here. That's my favorite way to have Brussels. That's where all the flavor comes in. That's when Brussels sprouts are their best, in my opinion. So here's a big bite. The lemon juice and the lemon zest are really pronounced. This is a super bright pasta, bright and savory. Everything cooks in 30 minutes. How can you say no? You cannot go wrong. Please make this pasta. You won't regret it. Thank you so much for joining us on the Brussels sprouts edition of Rampe It Up. What ingredient would you like me to play with next time? Drop that in the comments. I'm gonna eat some more pasta now. Bye. Hey guys, Amelia here from Rampe It Up. Did you like this video? Then make sure you hit the like and subscribe button for more.